This came back in the news today unexpectedly. In August of this year, right after then-candidate Joe Biden picked California Senator Kamala Harris to be his vice presidential running mate, you might remember this. The once great magazine, Newsweek, inexplicably published a totally self-serious, apparently not satirical column, essay, basically, that claimed that Senator Harris was ineligible to be vice president because secretly she wasn't a real U.S. citizen. What? Nice going, Newsweek. The argument immediately then spewed out of the mouth of the President of the United States. After Newsweek published that, the president almost immediately started parroting the line as if it had been conveyed to him in the most credible terms. He told reporters, quote, "I heard today that she doesn't meet the requirements to be vice president." Oh, he heard this today when he was browsing through Newsweek. Oh, I see. Where he heard that from is this article written by this guy, John Eastman, who wrote this up is down, black is white, Constitution doesn't exist column, which Newsweek published, which claimed that Senator Harris was secretly foreign, and therefore not only could she not be vice president, Eastman claimed that she should be stripped of her seat in the United States Senate, too. This guy, Eastman, is a legal eagle who goes on right-wing talk radio like the Hugh Hewitt show and stuff. And in his infinite legal wisdom, he has decided to sort of wage this public campaign to say that being born in the United States doesn't make you a U.S. citizen. His whole public shtick is if your parents were immigrants, then you're not really American. Again, this is totally contrary to centuries of lived experience of what it is to be America. It's also totally contrary to what the plain language is in the Constitution. But it sounds awesome if you're trying to disqualify candidates for public office that you don't like for other reasons, right? This reasoning would, of course, mean that maybe Barack Obama was secretly foreign, too. And so he wasn't really a legitimate president at all. Where did we hear that from, right? The foremost proponent of that theory during the Obama presidency is the current president of the United States, Donald Trump. But Eastman advanced this theory for Kamala Harris, too, because her parents were immigrants, even though she was born in Oakland, California. Now, it should be noted about this guy, and it isn't often enough noted about this guy, that Mr. Eastman, the gentleman who advanced this cockamamie theory about Senator Kamala Harris in 2010, which then ran immediately to the White House and the president started pitching it too, Eastman himself ran for attorney general in California in the year 2010. He never became attorney general of California. He lost in 2010 in the primary to the guy who ended up losing in the general election to Kamala Harris, who was the Attorney General of the state of California. So there may be some sore loserism going on here, but, sure, that didn't have any impact on his thinking whatsoever. Anyway, the way this worked out is that even President Trump eventually dropped this ridiculous line. Kamala Harris was born in Oakland, California. She's a U.S. citizen. She's not going to get stripped of her Senate seat, and she's eligible to be vice president of the United States. President Trump floated this, maybe thought he might be able to pursue this along the same lines as he pursued it against President Obama. It didn't float well. He stopped trying to use that against her fairly quickly and never mentioned it again. The other way this worked out is that Newsweek had to apologize for having run this nonsense. They initially tried to defend it, but then eventually they had to just say they were sorry. And the whole thing died away. Kamala Harris was elected vice president of the United States. She will be sworn in soon as vice president of the United States. The quack legal radio commentator guy who tried to get this idea into the bloodstream that Senator Harris is secretly not a citizen, he melted back into obscurity. We'll never hear from that guy again. Until today. Guess where that guy turned up today? He's the Trump campaign's new lawyer. He's the lawyer who filed the brief today seeking to have the Trump campaign intervene, seeking to have Donald Trump intervene in the Supreme Court lawsuit that we covered here last night. This is the Supreme Court lawsuit brought by the Texas Attorney General, which seeks on behalf of the people of Texas to flip the election results in a whole bunch of other states, to throw out the election results in just enough swing states that voted for Joe Biden that Donald Trump should be declared the winner instead of Biden. The Kamala Harris birther guy, who Newsweek magazine had to apologize for, he is now the lawyer representing Donald Trump seeking to join this lawsuit in the United States Supreme Court. President Trump is now telling his supporters that this lawsuit is the big one. This is the one that's going to get him the presidency. This is the one that's going to overturn the election. This is the case brought by the Attorney General of the state of Texas, who really might be doing this because he reportedly himself is under FBI investigation for abusing his office in Texas. This whole lawsuit may very well be Ken Paxton's effort to try to get Trump's attention so he can get himself a pardon because he believes he's under FBI investigation. But this lawsuit is patently insane. This is Texas suing Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Michigan over how those other states conducted their elections. Now, why does Texas have anything to say about that? Excellent question. Nevertheless, Texas wants the Supreme Court to throw out the election results from all those states and delay the Electoral College vote next week indefinitely. Throw out all the Electoral College votes from those 4 states. That would, of course, be just enough Electoral College votes thrown out to declare that Joe Biden didn't really win. The election's still a live issue. Trump might get reelected. Now, whether or not you're a lawyer, whether or not you follow Supreme Court jurisprudence, this is as dumb as you think it is. You don't overthink it. States don't get to sue other states for how those other states voted. It just doesn't work that way. And you know, I'm not a lawyer. You don't have to take it from me. You could also take it from Texas's senior Republican U.S. Senator, John Cornyn, who told reporters about this effort today, quote, "I frankly struggle to understand the legal theory of it. Why would a state, even such a great state as Texas, have a say-so on how other states administer their elections?" Why indeed, Senator Cornyn, why indeed? Utah Republican Senator Mitt Romney put a finer point on it tonight in these comments this evening to NBC News.
Madness. It's just simply madness, which is the idea of supplanting the vote of the people with partisan legislators is so completely out of our national character that it's simply mad. Of course, the president has the right to challenge results in court, to have recounts, but this effort to subvert the vote of the people is dangerous and destructive to the cause of democracy.
Dangerous and destructive to the cause of democracy. It's madness. It's madness. It's mad. So that's the Texas case brought to the Supreme Court, which President Trump is using the Kamala Harris birther lawyer to get himself involved in that case, and that's crazy enough. But now 17 other Republican-controlled states have also joined this lawsuit. Do they all have attorneys general who might need a federal pardon? Or are y'all just getting on board? Because this is what we get on board now. 17 Republican-controlled states have now joined this effort, alongside Texas and alongside President Trump, to have the election results thrown out from all the swing states that voted for Biden. 17 states. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, West Virginia. They're all joining this Texas effort to literally just try to get the conservative justices in the Supreme Court to throw out the election results that say Biden won and instead say Trump won. Their stated reasoning can basically be boiled down to, something seems fishy to us. Y'all ought to look into this. As of today, all 50 U.S. states have certified their election results. The certified results from all 50 states show that Joe Biden got 306 electoral votes. He won by a very large, comfortable margin. He only needed 270 electoral votes to win. He got 306. Every state is certified. It's over. On Earth 1 here, it's over. But now 18 red states are fully on board with trying to get the Supreme Court to throw out that result and declare Trump the winner anyway. You know, over 3,000 Americans died from coronavirus today, in one day. The vaccine approval meeting for our country is tomorrow. Whether or not we have the wherewithal as a country to get together the number of vaccine doses we are going to need, since apparently the Trump White House told the vaccine companies we didn't need too many, whether or not we as a country are going to have the wherewithal to run a vaccine administration program that can vaccinate 300 plus million people in anywhere near the time needed to save hundreds of thousands of American lives that are on the line. That starts now. That work needs to be done now. That is not something we need to wonder about. That's something we need to start doing. This vaccine can start going into American arms tomorrow. We've got stuff to do. I mean, in Congress, today they decided they would fund the government for one more week. Because otherwise the government was going to run out of money and shut down, and they can't agree on what they're going to do for new COVID relief, if they're going to do anything 11 months into this disaster. Oh, buy us another week. We can't figure out what to do. 3,000 Americans dead today. The vaccine approval starts likely tomorrow. No COVID relief in how many months now? I mean, there is stuff to do. There is stuff to do. But this is what we're doing instead. Follow the lead of the Kamala Harris birther guy. 18 states and the president saying, no, we're going to try to get this election overturned. Supreme Court will do it. This is what we're working on. This is what the Republican Party is working on now.